With our first story taking place in the youngest cancer patient that was treated with Nano Knife is now cancer-free. This is by Andy Corbley, written on December 31st, 2024. So let's get into this story, man. Following 3 rounds of chemotherapy, a 2-year-old Englishman has become the youngest patient ever treated with a Nano Knife technology. This still experimental cancer treatment helps to neutralize tumor sections via electrical currents. George from Camden was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma, a cancer of the liver and bile duct last year. Dr. Sam Godfrey, science engagement lead at Cancer Research UK, spoke to the BBC about that treatment, calling it cutting edge and explaining how it uses electrical currents to ensure surgeons get a better margin of clearance around a tumor. This cutting-edge surgical treatment will inform the treatment of children around the world, he said. The surgeons managed to remove all the tumor and had clear margins all the way around the removed section of his liver, said George's father, Jonathan. This was the news we'd been hoping and praying for. After 18 months, George was declared cancer-free. Jonathan said that the family was proud their son's treatment plan was able to advance medical science in the country, potentially helping to better the chances of other children like George. And there you have it. The story of the youngest cancer patient treated with Nano Knife is now cancer-free. So there you have it, man. Our first news story of the day. Yeah, amazing, right, MGem? So to anybody that's new to this channel, man, this is called Monyay Inspirations, where every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, you get a blast of 3 positive, inspiring, empowering, and impactful news stories that will help bring a smile to your face and inspire you and kind of pull you out of the dark place you may be in by hearing other people's stories. And some of them are absolutely courageous and amazing. So I hope you enjoyed that first one about the youngest cancer patient ever that survived using cutting-edge Nano Knife technology. Absolutely phenomenal, man. This next one, man, is something. Do you want me to do the newscaster voice again? You want the newscaster voice? Hold on, let me do the newscaster voice for you. Ooh, what a riveting first story to start off this Monyay Inspirations Risky Ringo. I love you. And this story coming up now is one hot off the press. Imagine if you had a neighbor like this, because this story is all about a stranger who gave $125,000 inheritance to neighbors, left an impact that is out of this world. Written by Andy Corbley, December 31st. 2024. Let's get into this news story now. Thank you so much for tuning on in. From Liverpool comes the story of a son who decided to donate the inheritance of his mother to make his city a better place. When David Clark lost his mother in a cycling accident, he was devastated. He inherited roughly $125,000 from her, but she transferred something else to him as well, a sense of civic responsibility. She had a huge social conscience and was interested in the world and how it worked. A lot of my moral framework comes from her, said Clark, who told The Guardian. Feeling like he should do something that reflected the woman's values, he wrote to 600 neighbors in his postcode of L8 and asked their opinion. What should he do with this windfall? Only 38 out of these 600 people wrote back, and of these, Clark formed a committee that nominated 4 different Liverpool charities who would each receive a quarter of the inheritance, which is broken down to about 25,000 euros. You're gonna have to transfer that into pounds or dollars. Team Oasis and Liverpool Kids Plant to Plate are 2 of the charities that received money from Clark. The former is based in one of Liverpool's poorest areas and provides free meals to families and organizes workshops for dance, football, photography, or other rewarding activities. Half of the children that depend on Team Oasis are considered physically disabled or living with special needs and or mental health challenges. The charity's director, Paul Nilsson, called the donation such a blessing. Some of the money was used to fund RV holidays in sea towns like Blackpool, a traditional English family getaway that these families might have never otherwise experienced. I could never get to places like that on my own with my kids. Gemma O'Brien, who along with her 3 kids frequent Team Oasis, particularly for her eldest son, who had a severe brain injury when he was young and is also autistic. Boop, boop. Welcome in, Babeland. In quotes, they have made adjustments for him from day one. He found his passion for music there. He's self-taught on guitar and piano now. It's one of the only places where I feel safe and not judged. Also, check out Liverpool Kids Plant to Plate organizes lessons on growing and preparing one's own food for kids in the urban areas of the city. To the guy who's donated the money, the impact it's had is out of this world, O'Brien said. More small-time philanthropy. The story is reminiscent of the democratized philanthropy of the Austrian heiress Marlene Engelhorn when she nominated 50 Salzburg citizens to give away her $25 million inheritance. Designated the Good Council for Redistribution, the members, selected at random from a pool of 10,000 people, were offered a series of lectures, including from philosophers and economics professors, to inspire their choices. So there you have it. A beautiful story of a man passing on the gift of his inheritance to those in need, to over 4 different Liverpool charities at over 25,000 euros per piece. So there you have it, a stranger who gave $125,000 inheritance to help neighbors, kids, and families, all in Liverpool, man. Absolutely incredible. Bedlam, how are you today? Caramel Queen, let's go. Hope you're all enjoying this segment called Monyay Inspirations, where we are taking time to spread a little good news amongst the community on Twitch through the community of the world and goodnewsnetwork.org. We are sharing 3 positive, impacting, and empowering news stories that are happening now that you won't hear anywhere else. So that being said, man, we're also going to go into one that is a little bit more business-esque. Welcome back for our 3rd riveting story of the day here at Matty Pace's Monyay Inspirations, hosted by goodnewsnetwork.org. This final story is going to have you feeling rebuilt, because this is all about how Lowe's donates 100 tiny homes to Carolina families waiting for rebuilt housing after hurricane flooding, by Good News Network on December 29th, 2024. Let's get into it. You like that? You're going to be feeling rebuilt? Thought you might like that. All right, here we go. Many families in western North Carolina were facing the holiday season still in need of the perfect housing after Hurricane Helene devastated their towns. But this month, thanks to Lowe's relief efforts and hundreds of volunteer home builders, dozens of tiny homes were donated to families and installed in time for Christmas Eve. The tiny homes, which include heat and all the necessities like a kitchen, bathroom, and 2 full-size beds, allow families to remain in their neighborhood while their permanent home is being rebuilt. Each home includes fresh seasonal greenery, furnishings, and decor, all donated by Lowe's. Kathy Graham has lived in the mountains near Asheville for 24 years, and when the floodwaters receded, there was mold left behind and no heat. But she didn't want to go anywhere because she couldn't leave all her animals. That's why she was overcome with emotion when she saw her new temporary home for the first time 10 days ago. Thank God I got my new home, my tiny home. It's awesome. It's gorgeous. I can't believe it. I can't even say how much I appreciate it. The Lord has answered my prayers, honestly answered my prayers, she said. Graham is one of several dozen people who were able to move into the mobile tiny homes homes in the coming weeks, all thanks to a massive effort that Lowe's employees and a community of builders have worked round the clock to make happen. The project came together when Lowe's Senior Director of Community Relations, Julie Yenachek, posed a crazy idea to an old friend, Danny Kelly, the co-owner of Kelly McCardle Construction in Charlotte, North Carolina. In quotes, she told me she wanted to build 100 tiny homes, and I thought, oh my God. That's perfect. I've been looking for my opportunity to do something big, but I don't have the resources to do it. And she said they had all these volunteers lined up and all the supplies lined up as well. They just didn't know how to do it. So a team of volunteers built a prototype in his backyard and soon moved to a Charlotte warehouse and built 16 more with the help of 400 volunteers who signed up to assemble the 8 by 16 foot homes right before the holidays. Lowe's is purchasing another 50 homes built by Incredible Tiny Homes at its Newport, Tennessee facility. 67 units to give families who need a home for the holidays, with an additional 33 delivered by early January. Watch one of the heartwarming deliveries below, which we will come back and actually watch one of the videos taken and put on YouTube. Amanda Hayes and Randy Jones, co-owners of Incredible Tiny Homes, said they watched as the floods ravaged their East Tennessee hometown. They were thrilled when Lowe's called them with a solution for families, funding the construction of many more of their tiny homes to be driven to sites all over. The first home went to a mom with 3 kids, and it really hit me whenever they sent me the pictures. It was like, my goodness, these people don't want to leave their land, said Amanda. It just means everything. To provide housing for these people who have lost everything, this is the most special thing that we've ever done with Lowe's. Permanently fixed on wheels, they can sleep 3 to 4 people and can connect to electricity. The Home Builders Association of Greater Charlotte is spearheading the volunteer effort. Jennifer Schuster, their executive officer, says they had more than 400 volunteers sign up to help put the tiny homes together in just a matter of 7 days. We've had volunteers, everything from framing crew, roofing crew, plumbers, electricians, to the actual builders in the markets, sending their project managers to our associates, which are the suppliers sending their people to be part of this. Yenachek says the goal is to get at least 100 tiny homes completed and delivered to the flood victims in the mountains as soon as possible, as part of Lowe's $12 million pledge to support recovery efforts. The U.S. disaster agency, FEMA, has approved $279 million, which includes funds for renting a home or apartment for over 140,000 households, according to local WLOS TV News. But some people don't want to leave their communities, so have been in FEMA-paid hotel rooms or makeshift tents or sheds. The effort is also supported by Habitat for Humanity, NASCAR haulers who towed the homes to towns across the region, beloved Asheville, and Appalachia Service Project and Suncap Property Group, which donated the warehouse space to host the build. So there you have it. Lowe's absolutely crushing it, making it absolutely amazing. Welcome in, Corbin. How you doing today, man? We're going to go in the featuring screen, and we're also going to turn this down, and now we are going to go ahead and watch. We're going to watch the video, man, so I hope you guys are ready for this. Here is the video of everything that we just spoke about, and I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction.
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I have never, ever seen it like this.
Got out of bed to look down to watch water pouring into the house.
It came so fast, and I went out and I was holding on to the bottom of the rail, and I had water up to my neck.
That was the beginning of what has been the longest 3 months of my life. We've been trying so hard to find something, and there's just been nothing.
I feel like we got forgotten.
So our goal is to create 100 tiny homes for people in Western North Carolina.
I know, Dexter. Crazy, man. I'm getting chills while watching
People
this.
have lost loved ones, they've lost their homes, they've lost their cars, some cases they've lost their place of work. And so to be able to build tiny homes, to give people a sense of hope, like to give people a sense of neighbors helping neighbors, I just really think that this is gonna mean a lot for people as the holidays approach, as weather has gotten bad and turned cold. Like, this is a temporary, safe and warm solution for families.
Slow said, we're in this, we want to make it happen, we want to work with you, and we want to give these homes, just give them away. And I was like, yeah, that's the way you do it.
I hope I don't get emotional about this, but thank you, Lowe's, for approaching us. We can get these houses out very quickly to these people who need these homes so desperately. They have been displaced for so long. They're intense. It is wintertime. It is colder. We want to get these houses there immediately.
And I think that this will be the biggest impact I've ever seen in my entire tenure with Lowe's. We're doing something to really affect genuine people that need our help.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It is so gorgeous. I don't know what to say. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. I can't believe it.
This is what these mean to many folks, is that first breath, to be able to absorb the trauma and begin to heal, to begin to clear their heads and their hearts so that they can begin to rebuild their lives.
I got my new home, my tiny home. It's awesome. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful.
We went through Thanksgiving, and it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving. It doesn't feel like a holiday. So to have this here now, and it's something that we can be so grateful for and thankful for, it's a beautiful gift.
I'm just so grateful. I am so grateful. I was blessed beyond, because honestly, I thought we were forgotten. Really, I did.
All of us.
Thank you so much, you guys.
We love you.
Awesome.
That is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hold on, wait a minute. Go get the tissues, and now we're gonna do something called a final thought, man. I hope you guys enjoy this. So this is very much what I used to do on my podcast for 4.5 years, called Monyay Inspirations, where I used to share 3 inspiring, empowering, and impactful news stories happening in the world via goodnewsnetwork.org. And this is what we're going to start doing every Monday here, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern time for the news stories. Stream is still starting at 10 a.m., but we're going to share 2 to 3. We're going to share about 3 of them every single week, every Monday. And I'm also going to record it, and I'm going to put it all online every single Monday. We're going to have an upload in the evening time or late afternoon, going to highlight the stories that we shared here on the channel every Monday. So if you miss it live, you can always go to the YouTube channel at the Matty Mo Show, !YouTube, and you can catch all the stories up there to just kind of flood yourself with some good vibes. So that being said, we're now going to hop into our final thoughts. So this is a message to anybody out there. The initiative behind what it is that we just did, sharing these news stories courtesy of goodnewsnetwork.org, is to remind each and every one of you out there that is currently in a challenging time emotionally, to remember that tough times don't last forever. And as seen in that last news story that I shared from goodnewsnetwork.org, once again, that true beauty can come after tragedy. And that just because you are thinking that the world is bad and everyone's out to get you, stories like that prove you otherwise and prove you wrong, and just show you that where you place your attention and your focus and your energy is what you're going to see grow. So just remember that in the midst, when you are feeling down, when you are feeling sad, when you are feeling depressed, when you are feeling bad about yourself, take a look around you. Stop focusing so much on what's making you feel so bad. Stop holding on to your negative energy and begin to transfer it. Go read some news stories that are going to inspire you and motivate you and just give you a chance to smile and say, wow, I actually don't have it that bad. I'm just making myself feel like I do. Because half the time that we end up feeling in these depressed states, it's because we are putting ourselves in those states with the way that we continue to think and fuel our energy, and our emotions are a reflection of that. Just remember, man, everything has an alternative and an equal. The law of polarity, every good has a bad. Every happy has a sad. Every grateful has a miserable. But you are the balance. You are in all of it. You are in the middle of it. You can't have a dark without a light. You have to remember that in the midst of these challenging emotional times, that it's up to you to be able to be the change you seek in the world, and to also focus, like I said, there are still a lot of amazing things happening around you. You are just reluctant to look at it because you're being selfish and over emotional with something that you have the control to change and the power to change. By creating new, better habits, Neo, let's go, and Desi, by creating more good, positive emotions, by creating progress, by being of service for others. When's the last time that when you were feeling bad, or even when you were feeling good, you went out just to see if you could help somebody without expectation on a return? When was the last time that you really lent a hand to somebody without expectation of a return? Remember that this life is whatever you choose to make it. So if you feel as if nothing good is going to happen in your life, chances are you're not doing anything good to make it happen. Get out of your own way and create a new way. That is how you take back your life and create an unimaginably phenomenal one. Thank you for listening to today's Monyay Inspirational News Stories.